Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Bitch and Brainstorm podcast. I'm your host, Elaine Terso. And on this call, we're going to be talking with Tracie Root, who is one of our speakers for the Elevate Your Online Presence Business Summit coming up April 19th and 20th. Let's tune in. Yeah, so Tracie is going to be joining us on the April 20th in the Productivity Habits and the Get You Done panel at 9:25 a.m. Pacific time. That is going to be a ginormous panel, and I am
It is
so
a big panel.
excited.
So many experts.
Yes, well, the productivity and the habits and the Get You Done was like both days have immense amount of people in them.
Yep.
And I just think that's going to be so amazing. So amazing. So Tracie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about me. Well, I know that we only have a few minutes, so I'll just stick to the highlights. I live in Santa Cruz, California, which right now we are under torrential emergency wind advisory, 80-mile-an-hour winds and thunderstorms, which is super bizarre. So hopefully my internet will stay and my power will stay.
Crossing all the fingers.
But, it's been a pretty crazy season. And what's great is as a coach is I get to do a lot of self-coaching these days with things that we can't control in our lives. So yes, I'm a coach. I coach women. My primary goal is to help women to be bold in their business, in their life, showing up every day with confidence, and so they can share their amazingness with the world. I also have a community called the Gather Community where Elaine and other amazing women like her come, and I put things on for them to be highlighted. We do a lot of connecting and networking and community work, and we really just love highlighting each other so that we can all, since there's enough pie for everyone, we can all have amazing pieces of pie together.
I love that. I love that. So you mentioned the word bold.
Yes.
What is bold? Like, can you go a little more deeper and give us some examples of being bold in your business?
Yeah, it's really interesting because whenever I'm teaching this in a workshop setting or something like that, I always ask everyone what it means to them, because it usually falls into one of maybe 8 different options. Speaking out, when like public speaking is a big part of it, but also just speaking out in general, again, about what you believe or what like you're passionate about. The other things might include just, doing things you've never done. Being consistent actually is really bold because it's a lot easier not to. Being bold when we're talking about business often shows up in the things that we know we should be doing, but we're not doing. And so how do we stay consistent and accountable and get support and do all of the things that we know will help us move our businesses forward? Yeah. Yet for some reason we stall, or we, are maybe a little afraid and we cower back. And I try to help women recognize that more often than not so that they can continue to move forward and really make a lot out of their life.
Okay. So when did you show up as bold? Like, when was the first time you stepped into that power for yourself?
So I grew up as a performer.
Okay.
I was a dancer. I was, loved being, the center of attention. Hello. And that was fine. But, as women get older and we go into the workplace and we also maybe become parents, moms, whatever, our identity starts to shift. And we start to not necessarily be us as our core, but us as we're expected to show up, or us as other people need us to show up. So the bold, and I use it as an acronym when I'm teaching too. So the bold acronym and the idea of being bold in business really came after I was on a week-long seminar on a cruise with your friend and mine, Katerina Rando.
Oh, I love Katerina.
And Elaine and I actually just went on another one a couple months ago. It was amazing. But a few years ago, we were on this cruise and it was specifically about speaking. So we had been spending the week honing our stories, talking about how to do offers, all of the things that as speakers we need to do if we're going to speak for our business. And at the end of the week, we were all given a sticker and a Sharpie, and we were asked, how are you going to be different when you get off the ship? Not like what's on your to-do list and what are all the ideas and initiatives, but how are you going to be different?
Yeah.
And I just took my Sharpie and I wrote the word bold and I stuck that sticker on my chest. And everyone was really surprised because I mean, you can't tell here on the land of Zoom, but I'm 6 feet tall. And I, at the time, had purple hair, similar in color to yours, but as long as mine.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, what do you mean you're gonna be bold? Like, look at you, you're already like, you're a
You're
speaker,
already bold.
you're already this bold figure
Yeah.
in the world. And I said, I can put on a show any day of the week. I can stand up in front of the room and talk. But really what I needed is to embody that, to
Yeah.
internalize it inside, so that
Mm-hmm.
when I coach people, when I felt like not doing it, I would
Yeah.
do it anyway.
Yeah. Stepping
And
into that
really,
power.
yeah, and allow
Yeah.
myself as me to come out, as opposed to like doing something that was pre-crafted and
Yeah.
planned and all of
Yeah.
that, really be
Yeah.
authentic.
Yeah. I always joke that I have 9 different personalities. And so I can put on any personality you need me
Yeah,
to. If you need
right,
me to be prim and proper and not swear, I can do that. It's not going to be authentic, but I can do it.
right.
Right. But if you want me to show up as my authentic self, well, that's a completely different person. Right. Like
Yep,
who's talking right now is me. But I have figured out that I can adjust, I can adapt
right,
to whatever. But then it's like I'm not showing up as myself. And I feel like we can really do ourselves a disservice by not showing up as ourselves, as who we are supposed to be. It's like once you start that trait or like that character that you create, you always have to be that instead of just
right.
showing up as yourself to begin with. Like
Yep.
you're
That
good
was how it
enough.
all started. For me, it all started that way because I was working in corporate, and my hair is naturally curly, similar to in curl to Elaine's, but it was always long. And I always felt like I had to change how I looked because,
Mm,
again, being 6 feet tall, change how I looked to be accepted, to not be too much
yeah.
physically.
Yeah.
And then also, because my tendency is to be kind of loud and raucous, to tone that down for the
Mm,
workplace, because if you're going to be professional, you have to
yeah.
look professional and act professional. And so 17 years in corporate, and by the end of that I was just like, you know what, I something else is going to be better. I love these people that I'm working with. I'm good at the job that I do. But now that I'm a parent, and a solo parent at that, and like something's got to change. And that was when I found coaching, was when I was on that crossroads of, am I going to do this till I'm 60,
Yeah.
or am I going to go do something else and
Yeah.
like be a great mom and be a person that I can be proud of?
Yeah. Have you been able to figure out a way to incorporate this into like showing up in your business, like with productivity and habits and like getting shit done and stuff like that? Like
Yeah.
how have you been able to use this to help you with that?
Well, so with using bold as an acronym,
Mhm.
my favorite letter of those is the letter O.
Oh.
And that has to do with being open to discomfort. So
Oh.
I think in a lot of ways, that's the best like phrase, word, letter to attach to, for especially those of us who are entrepreneurs, because everything's uncomfortable because we've never done it before,
Yep.
or we're talking to new people, or we're trying to show up that much more,
Mm-hmm.
so people will, so that we can be seen in the
Yeah.
marketplace.
Yeah.
And so that's definitely one of the main things that I think of when I'm trying to do business.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, I, for one, cannot wait for this summit. I feel like it can't come quick enough, but I still need more time because we're getting stuff together. But
It's not long. We'll be there soon.
I know we'll be there soon. And I'm just really, really excited. So thank you for, jumping in and like, being one of the 60 with
I
60
know. I'm so excited for
speakers.
you.
So
It was great.
excited.
When I saw the call, I was just like, you know what, Elaine and I have not met yet, but I'm going
I
to
know,
answer
like,
this
how the
anyway
hell is
because
that
that needs to
possible?
change. And what other amazing dots are going to be there, of course, and probably maybe even, I don't know. Do you have any non-dots?
Yes.
That's
So
amazing.
many,
So many. So
so many non-dots.
the nation is full of amazing women
Yes,
in business, and
absolutely.
Elaine and I met on the ship, but we'd been working together for 2 years and had never met. You and I met for the first time conversation right this second. Who
Yeah.
knows who we're going to meet at the summit?
Who
Who
knows where you're going to
knows?
meet, right?
So exciting.
Yep. So excited.
Yes. so open to
Very cool.
possibilities and all that
Oh.
wonderful stuff. It's going to be super great. A lot of networking happening. I just know it's going to be great. So
Yay.
excited to have you both. Thank you so much for stepping on into the Bitch and Brainstorm podcast. We'll see you guys
Love the
next
name.
month.
See you soon.
Yes. Thank you. Woo. Thank you.